experiencing, especially in the Tamale area, where offices of the National Youth Employment Office, offices of the National Youth Employment and the National Health Insurance and other such government agencies are constantly under attack for political reasons, will be immediately dealt with upon your approval and subsequent swearing in.
With due respect, if this, your distinguished House, approves my candidature to become the Northern Regional Minister, fortunately, if you look at the composition of the people who do this movement and locking of offices, they are young people like me. And I understand the passion and desires of young people. I will be able to talk to them, to understand, to see the need that they don't need to engage in such kind of violent approaches or an orthodox way of doing things, because definitely we need to show leadership. In every institution, there are leaders, and also there are processes of doing things. So I will be able to appeal to them. One other thing that I want to attribute to it is maybe because of the little absence, maybe the leadership hasn't been properly put in place, whereby some other leaders of those institutions are not there, especially the political leadership. I want to believe that if the House gives me the opportunity to go and sit down, I will ensure that these things comes to a stop.
I will also suggest that you begin engaging them so that they are, properly advised, because you and I know how the current situation can escalate if we begin to have reprisal attacks. So I hope that you will take remedial action even before you are sworn in, so that the problem doesn't become worse after you are sworn in and be very difficult for you to deal with. You are also from an area that is currently in the news, not for very good reasons. You have been a DC for Bimbilla, and Mr. Chairman, I know the good work that he did as DC, and so I have confidence that perhaps that will also be replicated as regional minister. But for me, it strikes me as deja vu. Hopefully, God forbid, it won't be. But when Dagbon was in crisis in 2002, the defense minister, the interior minister at the time, was the member of parliament for Yendi, and the regional minister was also from Yendi. Now we have this situation in your backyard, Bimbilla, where you are going to be a regional minister, and maybe by twist of fate, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, the defense minister today is also from Bimbilla and the member of parliament for Bimbilla. What assurance do you have for us and the people of the northern region that the two of you and other stakeholders will ensure that the like we say, Dagbang Bama Igaba Pilo Kulnanong, you don't take the dog from Dagbang to Bimbilla. That is just to say we don't have a repeat of what happened in Dagbang in Nanong.
It's really very sad, given the development that we are seeing from our part of the country. You can just see it from even from my honorable MP, very refined brains, and our backyard when it comes to some of these things. We can't raise our heads. But I want to reassure the House that the Bimbilla issue is an old issue. It was there before even I was nominated to go there as the district chief executive. Yes, by the time I got there, they were fighting, attacking each other, burning, shooting. But thank God, with at least my diplomacy, when I got in there, I was able to recognize the key stakeholders who are the traditional authorities and leaders and other key players in the district. And I was able to sort of not preside on myself or impose myself on them, but I made them own the processes of trying to see how they can come together and let us run the district like a corporate entity, not your way, not my way, not his way, but synergy. If they all come together and we bring our ideas together, by the end of the day, we can agree on certain ways of doing things and people will not come out to attack each other. Fortunately, we have already established institutions. The chieftaincy institutions are there, talk about the traditional council, the regional house of chiefs, the national house of chiefs, and then also the courts are there, especially the Supreme Court. If you get to that higher level of the national house of chiefs and people are not satisfied, they can go to the court for redress. But you see, we will have to look at the issue whereby we try to let the key stakeholders, the culture, the traditional people own the process of trying to resolve the issue. Sometimes the danger is that if you, the politician, you think that because you are the political head, and the chiefs, the heads of departments, of whatever, they are all, bowing before you, saluting you, and you want to lead the process. That is where sometimes it assumes different dimension. So what I want to say is that in Bimbilla, yes, the problem is there. But if you play back, when I left Bimbilla, not quite long, one of the aspirants died or whatever. You see, but when before I got there, they were fighting and shooting. But because of the approach that I used, the place was calm as if there wasn't something like that. But when I left, unfortunately, it happened. Now, what I want to say is that we will not behave like what happened
Chairman,
in
on what you will do and respond to the Honorable Sohini's question to keep the peace of the region, and in particular your backyard, with assurances. Even if you give us indication somebody died, some of the deaths were not natural, and you know that. There were circumstances where people were murdered. There are still outstanding burials of chiefs in that area. So respond well to him with an assurance to this committee. You are now beyond a DC or MC, so address us as regional minister. You are in charge. From Nanong through Mampurugu through Dagbang, Zaba, you will be in charge. That's the assurance we need.
I will be able, fortunately, we have the professional security officers on the ground. The RESEC is there. I am only going to be the chairman, but they are going to use their professional expertise to advise me as to how we can contain the situation and ensure that there is peace and security. But also, the question that he put across, he was saying the situation of Yende when it happened and it went. What happened is that you can see that we have started the process. Even though Honorable Dominic Nitiwul, who is the defense minister, at the same time the MP of the area,
member,
we went
that was only a prelude. So you have answered the question.
Okay.
I'll plead that you avoid those areas. They'll not be helpful to you.
Okay.
Initiated and completed a number of development projects in the northern region. Some are yet to be completed. I can immediately think of the Tamale International Airport, which we are expecting that what do you call it? That's the second phase will take off, and we all know what it will do for that part of this country. Apart from Hajj services, it's also going to boost the economy of the area. I can also recall the Tamale Teaching Hospital. The second phase is underway. The Eastern Corridor, which is also fast approaching your hometown. What do you have for this committee, and for that matter, the people of Ghana? How are you going to ensure that these projects are not abandoned by your government?
Fortunately, I'm coming from the development background, and we all know that what we are taught to understand in development work is development is an ongoing process. First of all, I will sit here and thank the previous government, that is under John Mahama, for starting that international airport, because it's a dream. It's a dream that everybody in Ghana, not only people from the northern extraction, will really want to see an international airport located in Tamale, because it will serve as Tamale is virtually like the Sahelian hub. If we have an international airport, well, up to the standard that we really expect, most of the people from Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and whatever, they would prefer traveling to come and land in Tamale and just pick their vehicles and drive across the borders to the distance. Secondly, one of the very important aspects of the Tamale International Airport, which I personally is very passionate about, is the cargo aspect of it. The cargo aspect of it. If we develop it, if we develop the cargo aspect of Tamale International Airport, the vegetables, fresh flowers, and whatever will fetch a lot.
Will you continue the projects that have been bequeathed to you or not?
Yes. I want to believe that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is determined to ensure that projects that needs to be continued, that will help to improve the socio-economic conditions of Ghanaians, he will give it the fiat and continue such projects. And I believe that the Tamale Airport, it will be one of them.
In his government. I didn't say, I can say our government of... Please proceed and avoid the... Thank you. I'll just ignore it. Your government. You promised to divide some regions in Ghana. Northern region, I'm told, is one of those that is being considered. Now, for someone who has worked there as district chief executive, now going as regional minister, what role will you play in that division, if it is going to happen, and how will you assure us that our traditional, cultural, and political plus social considerations will all be taken note of in this proposed division of the region?
Fortunately, Northern region has a lot of NGOs, development practitioners on the ground. And if you look at it, these NGOs or development practitioners, they look at issues of this nature dispassionately, trying to ensure that things are done in a way that by the end of it all, there will be administrative convenience. Traditionally, people will be more comfortable belonging to which side, one side or the other. They will be able to consider the geopolitics, the cultural, and all the issues that need to be factored in. So I believe strongly that, yes, I will provide the leadership. That is, if you people give me the nod. And then also, by the end of the day, it will be done.
Honorable nominee, you people is unacceptable here, so please withdraw that one. If the House or this committee...
okay. Okay. Mr. Chairman, I've withdrawn it. Mr. Chairman, I've withdrawn that. With due respect, if this committee, Mr. Chairman, approve my nomination, I will provide the needed leadership to sort of coordinate and identify key stakeholders and brains that can look at it and be able to assist the government so that the region is divided. Definitely, it will enhance the development of the area administratively and other considerations.
Banda, Salaga Road. It's shorter using, when you're going through Accra, shorter using that route. What can you do about it? Will it be one of your agenda to rehabilitate that road so that at least those going to the north can have a shortcut?
This is something that will be considered. It will be high on what I would like to propose and put it before His Excellency the President, so that they can get those bridges across those rivers and it can enhance fast communication in terms of whatever.
The large tracts of land along that enclave, talk about the rice fields and then the other lands that is very suitable for mango. Will you consider bringing investors there to come and look at the rice fields and then the mango fields that are lying there idling?
If you look at the land, it is not for nothing that we have these large tracts of land. Ghana, if we are saying we want to modernize agriculture, definitely you need land to farm. So I am appealing to people business people who want to go into farming as a business from down south, because I've seen people who have done big farms from Bro Ahafu to Kumasi to Volta. They should now come to northern region when I go, because very soon it will be peaceful, so that they'll come and take lands see the chiefs and take lands to farm, so that our youth will get jobs, they will engage themselves in productive activities, and by the end of the day, the income levels will improve and poverty will reduce among our people.
Your knowledge on President Akufo-Addo's plan to divide the northern region. You will be regional minister if given the nod, and you are to advise him on regional matters. What will be your advice to His Excellency the President if given the nod, especially about this division, whether he should proceed and the boundaries? How do you advise that it should be done?
I will consult the chiefs. Actually, the chiefs are the custodians of the region. And if we consult them and they come to appreciate the need to divide the region, it will make it very easy for His Excellency President Nana Akufo-Addo to see the people who he can get to do the work, so that by the end of it all, the region will be divided. And it will really help Ghana, not only the region, but Ghana.
Second question has to do with your role as regional minister, possible chairman of, when nominated, you will certainly be the chairman of RegSec, as our constitution stipulates. I'm interested in flashpoints and how we can be more proactive as leaders. I've been receiving several messages from good friends in the region about tensions between settlers and kingmakers, and sometimes settlers who are not kingmakers want to assume the responsibilities of kingmakers. I get a lot of messages from places like Nanung and other places. Has this come to your attention? How do you intend to be proactive in addressing some of these flashpoints?
Fortunately, we have stakeholders. And if you look at it, some of them are ethnic-based, some are clan-based. And we already have existing youth groups. Like, for instance, we have the Gonjaland youth, we have Dogbon youth. So what we need to do is, for me to really, unfortunately, even when we come to the politicians, we have the Northern Caucus. And I can tell you, even though you see yourselves as politicians, you know a lot and you have a lot. And you have some influence that you people cannot imagine. Our people have a lot of trust in us. So I believe that if we come together...
You people, please watch it. It is not an acceptable balance here. Please, avoid using it again, please.
With due respect, I apologize and I've withdrawn it. Fortunately, honorable members, you have some degree of influence on our people, that if we really recognize that and we all come together and take the politics out of whatever we want to do and look at issues from the development lenses, I can assure you that some of these disagreements will just be mere disagreement, but it will not lead to violent confrontation among interested parties.
For tourism, and if you can list some of the tourist centers that you are particular about.
What I will do is that, as the regional minister, I will try to see how there can be partnership among the sector ministries. The region will partner with RUS, with Ministry of Tourism and Education, because yes, the model on the Fufulsu solar thing is very good. Even I would like them to replicate it in the Eastern Corridor. The road hasn't been called. So to this thing, if we do that, schools and other infrastructure, this thing, if they factor them in, it will help a lot. And tourism earns a lot of revenue to the country. So it behoves on all stakeholders for us to consciously really assist to develop potential areas of tourism, so that by the end of the day, the revenue basket will be improved. And when it is done, we'll be able to do a lot of interventions that will alleviate poverty among our people.
Let's do. Page 50. Talk about the
taken advantage of the Bagri Dam spillage for irrigation purposes. But I believe the nominee, having traveled across the whole three northern regions, knows that any time the spilling is done, the currency with which the water flows destroy property and sometimes even lives. What will he do if given the nod to ensure that, yes, the water is used, but properties and lives are saved?
I will partner with my colleagues, regional ministers like Upper East, Upper West, because the effects or the impact of it cuts across these three regions of the north. And we will be able to turn that perennial disaster to an opportunity. Because if we are able to develop canals, we get experts to develop irrigation canals, dams. In fact, it will fit very well into His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo one village, one dam concept, so that some of the communities that this water runs through and it floods the farms, consciously, experts, Irrigation Development Authority will be engaged to look at it, even if they don't have the expertise in Ghana here. There are some other countries that they are doing very well in irrigation development work. They can come and look at it, and then we'll be able to develop things that will trap the water, and it can be used for the dry season, vegetable production and other things. That is what I'm looking at.
Manifesto talks about one village, one dam. He knows that in the north, there are a lot of villages or some even smaller towns that have these dams, and the people drink from it, animals drink from it, and what have you. Now, he's also told us that his work has taken him the length and breadth of not only northern region, but other regions in the north. Just for northern region, do you have an idea how many villages there are in northern region?
You see, northern region, already, generally, if you look at it, is rural in nature. We have a lot of communities, some of them, because of the bad road networks, it's difficult to even identify some of these farming communities. So what I want to say is that, yes, I cannot, and when I get there for the number of communities, I can't say something that I will not be precise. I will not be able to give the exact figures. But what I want to say is that the one village, one dam thing is something that will really help our people a lot, given the fact that...
You said that you will not be able to be precise with the number. I mean, I agree. I thought you have an idea. But even what we do in the various small towns and the villages, how much do you think one dam may cost?
You see, what is happening is that the dams will not have the same sizes and same forms. You have to look at the topology of the area. You have to look at the landscape of the area and even the size of the community. Sometimes it's not necessarily all the community members who will want to go into crop farming or animal farming. It depends upon the need. But what the policy initiative seeks to do or to address is that some communities sometimes may not necessarily need a dam, but the water table there can be good, and you can even drill a borehole and mechanize it so that they can do dry season irrigation farming. The thinking behind this one village, one dam thing is to do dry season irrigation farming.
Okay. Even though you are not yet there, on the average, do you think by the time maybe you leave office in, say, 4 years, how many dams do you approximately think you may be able to build?
With due respect, it's not good for me to sit here to speculate. What I just want to say is that it's going to be an ongoing process. In a year, you can target, given the available resources at your hands, one will be able to do A, B, C, D, and then the others it will be a rolling on initiative.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to find out, in the same MPP manifesto, there was this issue about livestock development centers. And in the north, our people rear a lot of animals. How will we be able to take advantage of the realm of animals that our people are very familiar with traditionally, with these centers that is anticipated in your manifesto?
The concept of having these livestock centers is not a new initiative. It has been successfully done in other countries, even if not in Ghana. And we can go and learn best examples and come and do it. For instance, I have had the opportunity of going to UK a lot. And they have this ranch and they confine the animals within certain areas. Unfortunately, in the northern region, we have some areas that people are not there. If we can consciously educate, do a lot of advocacies for farmers who are engaged in livestock rearing to understand and appreciate the fact that they can go deep into the hinterlands and identify certain areas where there are streams. They can have their farms, then they are confined in a certain way, not necessarily intensive system, but houses are not there, people don't farm around that area. Then those areas can be demarcated, and it will help us a lot. Then also, this idea of the factories too, the meat, if we set up meat processing industries and factories, the meat self, even the Burkina, the Mali one they are carrying to Accra in articulated trucks can be trapped in Tamale, and they can process them and can them, and we have beef and other things in can form, and a lot. It will improve the nutritional values of our people in Ghana. Not only, sometimes it can be exported.
Yeah, answer to a question about the youth hooliganism and then the vandalism, locking up places, health insurance, urban roads department, whether in Bodi or in Asumasi or in the northern region. You said that, you'll be talking to them. I just want to find out, are you sure they've not been talked to, but they are still doing it?
This issue of our party foot soldiers or whatever we call them, if we politicians are very sincere and we want to take leadership and take responsibility, I think that every district, every region, every community where they lock up distance, there are leaders, whether you belong to the ruling or opposition. So we need to come together to cooperate with each other and see to it that, for instance, if it is District A that they go to lock up, definitely sometimes somebody somewhere not physically living there might have just given one phone call and people start doing this. We need to come to appreciate that when such a problem is there, we shouldn't sit back. The leaders there should come together and move onto the ground. You call the groups involved, talk to them, and try to warn them. And when you give them the first warning, I think that, and send a signal across, people will stop that, because you tell them that if such things continue, you will let the law deal with whoever will be engaged in such activities. And when we start doing that, definitely this thing will come to a stop.
Chairman, permit me to premise some of my comments in Dagbanli. And you understand, and I'll translate for your Hansard department, Chairman. So note that Nanamamane Afanama Jilma ne Empinama Jilma zo Tenolazao Napata Gia Kabobile Kane. We intend to reduce, we intend to do this as an evening farm activity for him. And just two concerns that Chairman, I'd like the nominees' attention would be: one, we need your guarantee of the security of the region. You can count on our support as MPs, as DCs, and as citizens of it. Certainly one of the deprived regions of our country, underdeveloped, there is deficit in infrastructure, there is poverty. But the greatest threat is conflict, chieftaincy, largely driven conflicts in that area. And you have young men, young yaha, so come needless, and that is the source of the crisis. Assure this committee that you'll be minister for all of us, and that you will facilitate religious respect for the principle of equality of the law, regardless of who you are. If you commit an offense, you'll be dealt with ruthlessly in accordance with Ghanaian law.
I want to reassure the House that Northern region, with the support of the Northern Caucus and other key stakeholders, which they are already there, it's just the matter of you giving me the opportunity to become the Northern Regional Minister. the Peace Council is there, other stakeholders are there. I will go and approach them, get them together. We form a think tank and recognize the institutions and let them own the process. And I can tell you that this thing will be a thing of the past because His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he has sent a very clear message to the people of Northern Region, especially currently where the tribes that are seemingly having these problems. He made it very clear that he is not going to be involved in chieftaincy matters, chieftaincy issues.
Can you give us the same play that you would not meddle in chieftaincy matters? We need your commitment on that.
Yes, I am the field officer and mirror and representative of His Excellency the President. Therefore, I will not be involved and meddle myself in chieftaincy matters, no matter what. That one I won't do. And even I want to reassure the August House that the DCs in the region, I will also ensure that those who are going to be under my jurisdiction, I will ensure that they don't meddle themselves in the chieftaincy matters, so that the Disex and Musex will be able to assist RESEC so that we can ensure peace and security in the region.
You have a nickname. Will you end this answer with your nickname? You can be sure.
Yeah.
Can we be sure?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Can we be sure?
Mr. Chairman, you can be sure that we will work very hard so that peace will return there and the police and security who are in the houses of the paramount chiefs will be removed. Thank you very much.
I have two important issues. One is on employment generation. I don't believe in your party's values, neither do I believe in the vision. But I believe fundamentally in a better northern Ghana, in a better northern region. We started the Savulugu Depale sugar plantation. I see the regent of DRA supporting you, and it was intended to support even the employment of over 10,000 persons with an opportunity for energy generation. And you have an opportunity to further develop that even to Daboya beyond Tolong. Can we be assured that it will be part of your strongest recommendations to the president to follow up to create employment opportunities for Northern Ghana, apart from it contributing to a reduced import bill for the country?
The last response will help us achieve this one, that is peace. And that, because if there is peace, definitely with the huge potentials in the sugar and other related industry, investors will come. And we, when I say we, that is MPP government, believes in private sector support. And that is why these industries can be successful. But these people will be confident to bring their resources to come and invest if there is peace. And that
my question is simple. Will you follow up to see to the execution of the initiative? Do you share its values?
Yes, I will make a follow-up to see to it that they come to invest in that sector so that it will create jobs.
Chairman, the northern region has a huge potential for agriculture development and value addition in respect of agricultural produce. You have Nasia, you have Lebuga, Pagaza, Sabare, and the Achampong and Honorable Alassans area are all potential facilities for irrigation development. Will you consider working on that in order to allow for year-round farming and for enhanced agriculture in that area?
Mr. Chairman, yes, I will. Thank you.
My related question is on water. The people of Northern Region and many of its communities, when the Honorable Suhine asks you, I thought you land safely by assuring the people of Banvum that they will get a dam or Nantonzo or Chichele or Datoyile. You are still winding and building that out in that. But Chairman, we note, for instance, that the last cabinet of President Mahama approved a $35 million for Damangu water. Outstanding is also problems of water shortages, particularly within Tamale municipality, and it extends to DRA through Pong Tamale, coming through Tolong. can we have your commitment for an expansion, working and liaising with other ministries for potable water supply in the region?
I will want to put a request through you, the noble MPs, so that you can get a bigger budget to be able to see how the white Volta, the black Volta, the OT, the Dakar, these are streams that have sustainable water in large volumes, that if we are able to invest into
Chairman, my question is simple.
it will solve this water problem.
To expand water?
Yes.
And will you work to expand access to potable water in northern region?
Mr. Chairman, yes, we will do the expansion. Thank you very much.
Chairman, will the nominee also note that part of the investment of the previous government in infrastructure was to open up the Eastern Corridor, which leads to your backyard from 1989 as I drove past it, between Yendi to Gushegu, Karga, Nantong, and Dan, turning into Tamale Township? Do we have your commitment that you work with the Ministry of Roads to continue ongoing projects and start new projects to expand easy access and movement of goods and services?
Mr. Chairman, yes. Yes, sir.
These were smaller no's or smaller yes.
Mr. Chairman, it's yes.
Why? Because you are a road contractor or you want to go into court. What's your reason why this yes is big, Chairman? The expansion of Tamale Airport into an international airport affords you an opportunity to support an expanded export crops for purpose of exports. When you take 5 to 7 hours, any produce within Tamale and its environs can be in Europe, probably another 10 hours into it. Can we be sure that you will use agriculture as a base for the northern industrialization of our region and declare Bupe as our major industrial port?
Mr. Chairman, yes, I will do that.
Small or big yes?
Yes, sir. It's yes.
Chairman, my very last will be a commentary, and I know that colleagues want us to bring closure. The very distinguished nominee from Northern Region comes from Bimbila, and sometimes he stands accused as part of the people who are fermenting some of the trouble. We have the case of 2014 where Nakpana Salifu, with respect, still yet to be buried since 2014. So, Chairman, this would be a question. Since he has respected Chiefs Samuel Lemambiane, Afaba Duane Assad Nambiane, Nanamina Fanam Kuto Biane, Kamuslin Piki Choson Yumayi, Kayele, Nien Dulanam, Kupati Naula, Nandan Kidio. So, Mona Kabagan Yale, and Fablamatin and Ma. Na fanama some now the chile cat trying the tablichinse cat trying the tunia come on piane 90 kichos on you my yini and jolanam kumino jirlanam be now taz or song.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Would you translate for the answer department so that yes, sir.
Chairman, it's for the chiefs. But I'm just worried that you have instances where a chief died in the north. They are keeping the body that they are going to and skin him a chief. I'm asking whether when he goes, he can tell God that he's arriving as a chief. That should serve as a lesson for us to respect our cultural and religious norms as Muslims, whether Dagbamba, Nanumba, Pumpamba, Zabasi, Chekwai, and Bublabaza, Mazume Naune, the Chakati Chuan, the Tablichinsi, politics maintenance, or Nanson to Anantas or some. Chairman, I'm done. That's what I said.
Okay. He explains and adds Dagbani again, and maybe he will assist the Hansard department by providing the written explanation or translation. Right. Nominee, we thank you for attending upon the committee.